Hi, and welcome to this time of prayer. And what do you notice about others? Or maybe a better question is, what do you want people to notice about you? Sometimes we have particular perspectives of the world and of people, and so we make really quick judgments even when we're passing by. And sometimes we need to actually notice more. Just like for ourselves, when maybe we're having a bad day and it's one of those things where we're not trying to be a jerk, we're just dealing with something rough. And maybe we didn't respond in the way that we needed to, but we hope that people notice, I'm trying to do the best that I can. And so how often are we noticing that? And then what are we noticing that makes us respond in helpful ways to others? Just as we generally want people to respond to ourselves in helpful ways. So for today, I've got Acts chapter 6, verses 12 through, Chapter 6, verses 1, just 1. Almost went to another book, or another chapter. About that time, while the number of disciples continued to increase, a complaint arose. Greek-speaking disciples accused the Aramaic-speaking disciples because their widows were being overlooked in the daily food service. Okay, so here's a moment where they're trying to do some good work, and they're trying to help people out, and there's so many people that some people are getting overlooked. Now, some people are like, well, no, you're overlooking people that aren't like you. You're paying more attention to over here. And often we do that. We may pay more attention to people who there's something that makes us feel makes us feel a connection or a deeper connection. And so here it's being brought to the attention of, wait a minute, we are overlooking some others. We are not noticing who isn't getting any food, who needs it. And why are we doing that? Well, okay, there may be some good reasons here that we need to talk about, but what do we need to start to notice? How can we start to respond? Because we want others to respond to ourselves, and so how might we then respond to others? So that real sense of what are we noticing about each other in our communities, in the places that we find ourselves working, being, doing something. What are we noticing, and what do we actually need to notice so that we can respond in a helpful way, in a way that builds people up, that meets maybe some needs, that encourages? How might we respond in such a way that really speaks to the way Jesus went about life and calls us to go about life? Pray with me. Oh God, sometimes it's hard to notice. We get so wrapped up in our heads. We get wrapped up in perceptions and worldviews and just the way that we think things should go, and so we overlook sometimes one another. Help us, oh God, because we ourselves as individuals don't want to be overlooked by others. Help us to notice one another. Help us to respond in ways that are helpful and connecting. Help us to see one another through your eyes, oh God. Amen. Have a great one.